So this webcam showed up on my doorstep not too long ago. It is called the OBSBOT Tiny. Now I want so bad to call this the OBSBOT, but it's not. It's OBSBOT, and this is the tiny version of their webcam. The four big selling points on the back are AI tracking, meaning it will follow you around. It uses gesture control, so different gestures can tell the webcam to do different things. 1080p picture, and a 2-axis gimbal, meaning it can go left and right, as well as up and down, and all things in between. Now, when you actually go to unbox this thing, inside you're gonna get, of course, the webcam. And in terms of accessories, you're gonna get a magnetic mount, which is kind of cool to see. It literally just snaps right on to the webcam and snaps right off. And the reason they have that and it's not built in is because underneath is a little mounting hole there if you want to put this on a tripod or something like that. And then you're just going to get the USB-C connection so that you can actually plug it into your computer. It does work for both PC and Mac. Now I have unboxed this, but I have not yet plugged this thing in. So you're going to be on the journey with me today as we figure out what the heck this thing does and how good does it do it. So with that said, let's hop over to the PC and get this bad boy plugged in. Okay, so I am installing the latest software for the OBSBOT Tiny webcam. And I figure while I'm doing that, I just quickly show you what it actually looks like on top of your monitor. So it goes on just like any other webcam really. And I threw a Logitech C920 up here just for comparison so you can kind of see how this thing sizes. Really, it's very lightweight and it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's certainly taller than a standard webcam, but the width is smaller and it's a very light webcam. So even on something like a MacBook Pro or whatnot, it's gonna be just fine. All right, we are recording and this thing's plugged in. I gotta say, this looks really impressive. Maybe I went in with low expectations, but we're definitely getting a crisp, clear 1080p picture. It's 30 frames per second. I don't believe it's 60 frames per second, but that's perfectly fine. And yeah, this is a great picture. There's no image enhancements that I've done. Like, this is out of the box, plugged in. And you can see that as I move around, the webcam follows me around. Even with that backlight there, it's doing a pretty good job at making up for that. Like, I don't look like a silhouette. I do have a ring light on me, and that certainly helps, and I would highly recommend having some lighting on you. But you can see that as I move around, this thing is, wow, yeah, it's just following me wherever I go. So if you're doing like a company presentation, or maybe it's like an online webinar or something where, you know, the person or yourself is going to be moving around, this is a great webcam for that. Even if you are like me and you do more so like YouTube and Twitch streams, there's a lot of applications for that. Like if you're doing a PC building stream, or you're like, you know, one thing I want to start doing is actually building desk setups on stream. And I'm a one-man band. I don't have someone to operate a camera and to follow me around. So to have something like this where I need to go over and grab a product, I can do that and it'll just follow me around, which this is actually the perfect time to quickly give a shout out to my friends at Rode. Not sponsoring this video, but they were super cool and sending out the Rode Wireless Go and the Lavalier Go, which is attached. And that's actually what I am recording on. And so if you're using something like this, odds are you don't want to just use a USB mic, because as you get further and further away, it's going to sound like garbage. So you get something like this webcam and combine it with these products from Rode, sorry, not Row, and I'll link to those down below. But man, like, this is a super, super cool setup. Now there's two big gestures that you can do. The first thing is if you do like an L next to your head, it will zoom in and zoom out. So I didn't let go. So if I go down, it's back down to the full zoom. And if I want to go all the way in, I can lock it there and it will continue to follow me at that zoomed in picture. So let's go ahead and back out to the full frame there. And I unfortunately can't go, I'm just curious how wide I can go. I mean, I'm not even like, you can continue to go further than that. So really cool how this thing can just track me around. The other gesture that you can do is lock the position. So supposedly if I hold my hand up like this, I'm supposed to get like a blue indicator light on the actual, maybe I need to like, why is this not working all of a sudden? Am I doing it wrong? I'm pretty sure you're supposed to like hold your hand up to your head. I just look like an idiot, like I'm about to testify for court. There we go. Now it's flashed. So now it just locked it. So if I move over, you can see it didn't follow me around. I don't know how many people are going to be using that unless it's just super annoying and, you know, having that thing follow you around. But having a little issue there. Oh, there we go. So I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong there, but now you can see it's unlocked and I can go over. So two things I want to check out real quick. I want to mess with the software, and I know I'm going to get questions on the microphone. So let's take a look and listen to what the microphone sounds like. So now what you are hearing is the microphone built into the webcam. And as you can hear, it doesn't sound too great. And as I continue to get further and further away, it continues to sound like a Zoom call from hell. So I certainly don't recommend using this as your audio option. You know, definitely invest in something a little bit nicer, like a Rode Wireless Go. There's so many options out there that are even more affordable than that. But yeah, just so you know, this is what it sounds like. All right, so this is a quick look at the software that comes with this webcam. And you can see here that you can turn on or off the ability to control the gestures. There's also 3 tracking modes. So we are on standard right now. If you find that your head is always just like, you know, at the top and you're not really getting a lot of room, you can move to headroom mode, and that way it will always be sure to add just a little bit of buffer above. For me, it kind of makes me look like I'm a tiny person. And then if you are moving around a lot, or you just want, you know, a little bit more dramatic tracking, let's test this out. You can supposedly the motion mode is a lot more, yeah, like that's hard for me to even run out. Guys, I'm getting a workout in here. I mean, look how fast. Woo. If you're doing a workout stream, baby, oh yeah, touch the ground, move around. Touch the ground, move around. Like, that's pretty cool. So I guess if you're doing something that's super fast paced and you really want to make sure that you're not out of frame, then you could keep motion mode on. And they also have anti-flicker, just in case you're finding that I'm out of breath here. You're finding that the lighting is flickering in the back. You can mess with those modes as well. You can do a preset position, which once you do that, you can see it shouldn't be, or maybe it is, but I'll have to see how we can just lock that in here. AI tracking, tap lock. Okay, so now it's locked in, and you can see that if I move this up, this is where I have manual control over the exact frame. Let's see how far over this can actually go. Wow, okay, that's really cool. So a lot of Twitch or YouTube streamers will have a scene like this to where you can see like the whole game or the whole screen, and then my webcam or my DSLR or whatever, I'm cropped and I'm a kind of a skinny frame here. Now, the problem with that often is if I, move really close, like I get to my game, I'm often out of screen, and then you look like you're Nick Merckx where it's just your eyes above the webcam. Nick Merckx needs this webcam desperately. The nice thing is I'm celebrating or I get like super crazy, this thing will follow me over and I'm still able to keep that nice skinny frame. So that's just another plus of this type of webcam that can follow you around. And then the last thing here is configure video. You can click that, and this is where you get some image control. So if you are having some picture problems, you can adjust all that stuff, the hue, saturation. I mean, I'm making the picture look awful here. We're gonna turn off white balance auto, move around here and kind of see what we can adjust. Like now it looks like garbage. You can adjust the exposure, all this kind of stuff. We're gonna go back to default and default to go back to our much nicer picture there, but that is something that you do have control over with this webcam. So there you have it, the OBSBOT Tiny webcam. My impressions, I'm impressed, honestly. I think they did a really good job with this webcam. I wasn't expecting much, and it exceeded my expectations. It's a great crisp picture for a webcam. I don't think the price justifies, the picture alone, but the fact that you get that really good AI tracking, if that is the type of content you are needing to create where there is movement, I haven't seen a better webcam on the market that can accomplish that as smooth as this webcam did that. I think there are some exciting webcams coming up that are going to be competing with this. I also know that OBSBOT is working on a 4K webcam that will have all this AI tracking stuff. So that'll be exciting to see as well. But for right now, I think for the price, for the quality, if that is your need to have something where you move around, this is a great buy. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, what your impressions are. And speaking of $200 webcams, this right over here is a video I did on the Elgato face cam. Doesn't have the motion tracking that this camera has, but if you're looking for a solid lens with a lot of flexibility, that might be your webcam.